'Cause yeah, sometimes we'll feel alone. In a second, I'll be right there. Turn around, let it rain. Turn around and let it rain on me.
I want us all to be able to see each other. So with that, for the last, maybe we can do like 10 minutes or so of discussion if folks are willing. And I'm going to ask some of our systems leaders, anyone who is, anyone is free to chime in here. We're just going to sort of popcorn style it. But our systems leaders, I'm going to challenge you to sort of exercise bravery as the folks here have. What are your thoughts? Does any of this resonate with you? Do you see a opportunity to change things from your perspective? Anything at all? So, and you are free to just unmute yourself, Gigi, or raise your hand.
Oh, I think because all eyes are on us now as we lift up the anyone, any place, anytime non-police response, that we have to put some special effort into policy number 1, which is the language justice, because at NAMI, we get a lot of calls from families, right, Shelley, that are in crisis, but don't have the language capacity. So as we're hiring staff reflective of the community, we need to have teams specifically in place to address the needs of this population that has been largely ignored in this county. And when it comes to funding, NAMI gets $25,000 and I have to try and split it across 2 or 3 individuals. None of them really are paid to work full time, but they give about 65 hours. They pick up the phone. And it happens that Shelley happens to be AAPI, but she wasn't hired to do work specifically for the AAPI. She's our lead volunteer coordinator. So we're hoping that after today, people will understand the really state of emergency that we're in for the AAPI community as it relates to behavioral health. Thank you.
Thank you. Erica, thank you for joining us. Go ahead, Erica.
Sorry, I'm on my phone, so I was trying to find the unmute button. First of all, my apologies for being late. I had a family member that I needed to take care of, so I'm sorry that I couldn't be here. I'm very, Edward, thank you for sharing the story that you did, and thank you, V, for sharing the policy recommendations, and I'm really happy just to be here. It's very nice to see people that I have worked with in the past. So I really thank you for the policy. First of all, thank you for everyone's courage and bravery. I have a very close family member who is Asian American who is in the midst of a behavioral health situation, and so I have seen closely what it means to be, or I have seen her experience. And so I really appreciate everyone coming forward and advocating for better services for people in this county, particularly Asian American Pacific Islander people in this county. So thank you. Contra Costa Health Services, and I see Gilbert is here as well, partnered with EHSD on the Gateways to Growth grant, and we are very excited to move a lot of those recommendations forward. So I'm glad to see those in your policy recommendations. We also have a, we definitely use the language line across our system, but we also have a group of interpreters, many of whom are Asian American and speak a variety of languages, who do video translation. They have worked with us for many, many years. They actually started with us, many of them back in the 80s when there was a big influx of Asian Americans, particularly into West County. And I think it would be great to add their voices to this group because they see across our health system, and actually they get calls from across the Bay Area and across the nation for translation. And so I would really like to include them in this group. And so I will I will connect them with you if that is okay. And because I think they would really lend some additional both experience and recommendations from the interpreter side and from the sort of health system side. And then I really value the United Against Hate campaign. I think we're seeing hate across our society against various groups of people. And I know particularly against Asian American, and I'm very sorry to hear the stories of you all who have felt threatened or been harmed directly because of your race or ethnicity. So I just wanted to thank you. I'm so happy that I could be here for this short time, and I look forward to working with you all in the future. Thank you.
Hi,
Thank you, Erica. Definitely will follow up. Yes.
Hello, V. Is okay for Lydia to briefly to translate a little bit, into Chinese.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
And Lydia.
Thank you, Erica. 所以 Erica 女士刚才说到的是我就讲重点吧。她说在 County 就是有一个 team， 他们是专门做那个 translation， 他们不光帮助那个 Contra Costa 整个 Bay Area， 甚至是全国都来他们这里寻求这个帮助，所以他觉得他应该把这个资源跟V 的这个资源联合起来，这样子的话呢，他觉得这个 team 可以说是给我们一些他们的经验分享，甚至有一些具体的建议，就是他的最核心的东西，时间关系。
好，那个 Gigi 说的你可以综合一下吗
？Gigi 说的就是重点就是说，跟他一开始的开场白也是相关联的，就是在 County 呢，实际上有2个很重要的项目是在这个医疗方面的，就是在危机出现的时候有一个 program 叫做 A3 Anywhere Anyone Anytime， 还有一个是叫做 AOT， 那个小丽那个 AOT 的是什么简称？它的意思就是说这个 County 实际上这 program 是已经是成熟的了，但是目前呢只是给讲英文的就是大众知道，或者是西班牙文的，它是强烈的建议就是 County 能够把实事做到这个已经成熟的 program， 把它加上这种文化和我们语言的这种帮助，可以推广到我们的社区谢谢。
Okay, thank you. Okay, V, back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Erica, for so much for being here, given for what you've told me. And we really just value your presence here. And it's really encouraging to hear that, EHSD and CCHS are open and excited to move forward with many of these recommendations. And thank you so much for telling us about that we do have some interpreters who are API and that do really extensive work. And yeah, I'd love to be able to connect with those folks, bring them into this work. And I'd love to be able to include you and them and all of us and coming up with different, like I said, models for providing interpretation services that are would ideally lean more towards in-person interpretation. And I understand that that's not a simple process, but that is where, the community would like to go, given what I've just shared earlier about how, people want that human-to-human connection when it comes to interpreting, because it's so much more than just translating words. It's making a connection with another person in your most vulnerable state. So definitely we'll look forward to hearing, reaching out. I will reach out to all of you, but you will hear me, definitely. Supervisor Anderson. Actually, I saw Gilbert first. Can we go to Gilbert first?
Actually,
Gilbert,
can I just say one more thing?
Yes, go ahead.
One, if anyone knows of anyone who wants to work for us, we would love to hire you in whatever capacity. We have many openings right now in various places in our health system and across our county. So I would really appreciate that. And I just wanted to thank Lydia for translating.
Thank you. Gilbert, are you still there?
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me this afternoon. First of all, I just want to say that it's such an honor to be here with all of you. And I want to thank you all for your courage and for your strength and for sharing your stories. This has been such a great educational meeting for me. And I'm approaching you this afternoon with all humility. I wanted to just recognize all the leaders that have really been driving for this change in Contra Costa County. To all of you and to Gigi and Bai, I am in support of your efforts, and I want to continuously partner with you in ways that are relevant and culturally appropriate for you. And so please continue to educate us on how we can do that best. We will continue to advocate for policies that will support your community and our entire community. And so I just wanted to say that, and we'll continue to push for the language access. That was a huge project that we worked on a couple of years ago now. And we want to make sure that we continue to push for all the needs specific to language and other cultural norms for our county. So thank you.
Lydia.
Yeah, thank you, Gilbert. Gilbert 就是感谢大家的通力合作，他希望能够大家继续的，就是把我们的需求讲给他，对他来说是一个很受益。然后呢，他就是说2年前 County 有一个大的项目是在这个语言的普及上面的。他说这样子呢，我们就是让他意识到这方面需要有更多的工作要做。谢谢。
Thank you, V.
Around, let it rain, turn around and let it rain on me. Don't you be afraid.